I'm going to talk a little bit about the nature aspect at the beginning and look at the nurturing aspect later. So the first thing that I would look at with nature is that we are troop animals, and as troop animals, we have a historical, biological, existential worry about whether we're going to be safe. And we tend to huddle together, often in small groups, sometimes in larger groups, to ensure that safety. So, if we're in Africa 10,000 years ago and we have a very small primate group, then we see another group, we have to decide in a very split second whether that group is safe or is that group a danger. And we're going to pick that up from a whole lot of different stimuli. We're going to look at how they hold themselves. We're going to look at their faces. We're going to sense whether we think they're dangerous or not. And then we're going to go ahead and act. Um, that still happens. And it's also related in some ways to the pecking order that we'll talk about down the road. Um, if that group displays friendly behavior, the tendency under most circumstances is that we'll be friendly back. If they look like they might attack, then we're either going to get into a defensive posture or attack first, hoping that that will save us. If someone seems familiar, if a group seems familiar, if there is a certain likeness, then we tend to look at them as safer. And if they are safe, then we might engage in more cooperative behavior. If we sense that they are dangerous, then we would become more aggressive. So, certainly, something like skin color is dramatic, it's different. It would be different if if Neanderthals met Homo sapiens, which happened. And there were fights, and then there were cooperation, and there was intermingling, which also often occurs. And then you get a blending, and then over time, differences diminish. And that certainly happens. So, uh, in general, if you grow up in a very integrated society and you get used to lots of differences early and you have some good experiences, you will certainly be less, or you would be more tolerant. And if you did not have those experiences or you had negative experiences, any kind of prejudice that was shown early, then the tendency would be to look at them as a threat. This can develop over time and especially happens in war situations. And that leads to a tendency to demonize or make the other person non human in some way. But I'm going to get into that in a little while.